guys, I'm Olivia Johnson from the Learning Community Project, and today we are going to be talking about climate change. I'm joined by two very special guests, Mr. Chick and Peter the Penguin. So let's hop into the video and talk about climate change. Alright, so the first question you have is probably, what is climate change? And if you have heard of climate change, you're probably wondering, why do we even care about it and why do we need to learn about it? Well, if the Earth's temperature rises and it becomes hotter, our sea levels, which is basically the ocean, rise. That means there's more water in the ocean and less ice for Peter to live on. And that has caused a very big problem. So, what is climate change? This has been a question that's been asked for a very long time, and we finally are addressing it because of the ongoing problem that has been causing the Earth. Basically, climate change is the increase in Earth's temperature over a long period of time. Basically, the temperature is rising, and this causes the Earth to get hotter and hotter. And you may ask, this doesn't seem like a problem to me. I love the heat and I love the summer. That's the difference of 98 degrees compared to 103 degrees, which may not seem like a difference to you. However, we have to discuss the environmental impacts. The average temperature of the Earth is climbing. It's 10 times more likely to rise than it was in the past. For example, animals like Peter the Penguin live in Antarctica, which is the continent in the southern hemisphere of the Earth. In Antarctica, most of the land is covered in snow and ice, such as glaciers and ice caps, that Peter and other animals, such as polar bears and seals, need to live. However, you know that when it's hot, ice melts. So, when Earth's temperature rises, things like the glaciers melt, and that leads to both Peter and other animals being displaced from their homes because they don't have a lot of ice to live on, as well as sea levels rising. When glaciers melt, obviously the water has to go somewhere. And where does the water go? It goes into the sea, which has been causing very high sea levels, which can drown cities such as Venice in Italy. Many natural disasters are more likely to occur, so tornadoes, hurricanes, all of these things can increase due to climate change. A lot of ocean cycles and water cycles have been affected by climate change, which affects many sea life creatures and our food source. The effects of climate change are ongoing, and there are many things that we need to do to prevent them. Climate change is a monster, and it has left planet Earth and animals, including the human species, in danger. But we need to address what causes climate change, and that can be explained in a phenomenon called greenhouse gases. Let's think of the Earth as a lemon, and our Earth is protected by an atmosphere, much like the lemon is protected by the peel. So basically, the lemon is the Earth and the atmosphere is the peel that protects the lemon. However, when we burn things such as oil, coal, or fossil fuels that are extracted from the Earth, gases are released into the atmosphere, which cause them to be collected into the atmosphere, much like if bacteria was collected into the peel of the lemon and somehow got into the part that we eat. The protective layer is now weakened. So the atmosphere is being weakened by these greenhouse gases. Think of it as how blankets cover us. Greenhouse gases are basically blankets that cover the Earth. These gases have caused the Earth's temperature to rise. The gases released into the atmosphere are the things that make climate change occur. As more gas collects in the atmosphere, we can think of it like more blankets are being placed on top of the Earth. For example, air pollution has been caused by many machines in an industry being burned. When coal and oil are burned, there's smoke, much like when you light a campfire, there's smoke. However, the smoke that is released into the air has very toxic chemicals. This poses the problem of climate change. So, as the sun rays are being put onto the Earth, like the lemon, they are reflected off of the Earth. As the Earth becomes more and more susceptible to the fossil fuels that are being burned, the sun's rays are now being kept inside of the Earth. The greenhouse gases are trapping the heat of the sun, which is causing the Earth's temperature to rise. And that means the Earth gets warmer since it's more exposed to the sun rays, much like if the skin of the lemon got thinner and thinner. The lemon inside of it is now exposed to more things, much like the earth is exposed to the sun. And now the sun's rays are less likely to bounce off the earth. So a simple solution, we may say, is stop burning fossil fuels. However, it is not as simple as that. Fossil fuels are needed to make many personal belongings, such as the shirt you're wearing, or the McDonald's that you ate 2 weeks ago, or even the furniture in your own home. Factories need these fossil fuels to run efficiently. That means that fossil fuel dependency that we have created is very hard to come off of. So this poses the problem of what can we do? If fossil fuels are needed to make goods such as cups and plates and even the food that you eat, what can we do? We need to educate ourselves on better ways to use energy. Instead of using fossil fuels to create energy, we can use natural power such as the wind and water to create our energy. Instead of the shirt that was made in a factory using fossil fuels, we can start to invest in wind power and solar energy from the sun to make new shirts that are eco-friendly. And you may say, well, I can't make that change, I'm just a kid. However, if we have the conversation, we can make real impacts and real changes. We need to reduce our environmental footprint. And how do we do this? There are many simple solutions. For example, instead of using single-use plastic such as plastic water bottles, plastic Ziploc bags, we need to look at eco-friendly options. For example, instead of using Ziploc bags to carry your crackers, you can use containers such as these that can be reused, washed, and better for the environment. So instead of using the plastic that was made by fossil fuels, we can use containers that are more eco-friendly and better for the environment. Instead of using numerous plastic water bottles, we can invest in water bottles such as these. There are so many solutions such as metal straws, metal spoons that we can use today. And that is the real change that we need to see. If young people like you all did these things, our Earth has a better future. And let's say we can't reduce our plastic intake to zero. Well, there's a simple solution for that too. We can use fun crafts like these. This is a plastic water bottle that I have reused to become a potter plant. So instead of throwing it away, I create a craft that I can keep for a long time and reuse so that I can create plants. Other very easy options to stop climate change are like biking and riding with your parents to school or other places instead of using the car. Additionally, we can also skip meat for a couple of days and eat veggies so that we stop supporting the industries that burn fossil fuels. By doing these simple steps, we can lead the brighter and bigger future into a new and better Earth. Yes, climate change is scary, and it seems like we can never overcome it. However, you are the change that you want to see in the world. You're only one person. However, the difference you can make is enormous. Just like a ripple in the pond, it only takes one person to set off those ripples, and you can be the change that you want to see in the world. If you have a conversation with your friends or families, that's one more person educated about climate change and willing to join the fight. We need to unite to save our planet. We can have an Earth that isn't plagued by greenhouse gases. We can have an Earth that is bursting with life and excitement of what the next future will be instead of the climate crisis that is going on right now. Earth is not a lemon, and there is no planet B. It's our home that we need to protect, both for us and for animals such as Peter that have no choice. We need to unite together. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope this has inspired you to learn about the climate crisis that is going on today and pick up more sustainable options. So we'll waddle out of this video, and I hope you tune into the next one. Thank you.